Hello again, everyone. Brett back, Altitude Scale Modeling. I want to thank everyone who's watched the Lancaster video. That monster of a kit. Beautiful kit. Great big. Huge. Don't know where it'll go. Like I said, build a hangar in the forest behind me. But on to new stuff. And another big one arrived right here. That's why we're on this camera for the Sprue review again. We've got the 32nd scale B-24J Liberator from Hobby Boss. There are some CAD pictures of it and a little bit about the kit. And turning around, we got us some schemes that come with it. Alright. Brand new tool. Length 675.9 millimeters, wingspan 1049.5 millimeters. It says it has a full interior, but I don't know. I don't think it has clear parts. It's got some photo etch, huge bomb bay, oxygen tanks, turrets. See how easy the lid comes off. Not easy at all. Is it taped anywhere? Nope. It just wants to be one of those boxes that just won't open. Well, it's full of plastic, we can hear that. Alright. There you go. These away. Fuselage halves. Alright, so let's switch cameras, open some plastic, and see how this looks. You can see some nice rivet detail on there. Anyway, hold on. Let's get over to the other camera. So here we are, looking at the box. 3 big sprues. 3, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10 sprues there. It's like a box of bombs. Let me show you. We've got this box here. It's got engine cowlings, bombs, oxygen tanks, interior parts. Got this part here. Clear parts, PE wheels. Some black parts, I'm not sure what they are. So it's packed really nice. It's actually kind of packed nicer than the HK kit. So let's move this out of the way. And bring this down. Give us a little more light on the subject. And we have fuselage halves. Well, whip out some rulers for those of you who don't do metric. You got 15 plus 10 and a half, so 25 and a half inches long fuselage. These are not resealable bags. Those of you who build Hobby Boss know we don't do resealable bags. Here we go. Look how big and fat that fuselage is. This is a much bigger monster than the Lancaster. It was long but thin. B-24 is like the dump truck of World War II bombers. Just huge. Really nice plastic, good panel line and rivet detail. And panel line seems to make it all the way around with no fading. On both sides, the Bombay doors slide up on those. But there is all that really nice rivet detail and panel line detail all across the top, all the way over. Now you stop right here. You got some sink marks. Maybe you could work that to your advantage as a little bit of stressed skin. You can kind of see some ejector pin marks through there, but it's smooth. Other side of the fuselage, not quite as bad. Oops, sorry. So big it's hard to handle. That's what she said. And then up there, inside, it's got a full interior, which it's got some relatively large windows, but you've got good structure detail all the way through. Places for radios on both sides. So, fuselage looks very good. Good strong plastic. Next are wings. 2 wing sprues, which are not matching because one's bottom, one's top. Let's start with the bottom. Hope you brought your coffee, a snack. This is going to be long like the Lancaster. Alright, lower wings. Box is so big, keeps getting in the way. Never thought I'd say I need a bigger desk. But anyway, I don't. I will if I put this together in the Lancaster. In a year or so. Very nice detail. I'm not sure if these are fabric or not, or if it's just stretched skin, but it feels very nice. Good rivet detail. Good panel line detail. Very realistic looking. Nice couple of vents here. We've got positionable flaps, ailerons. So, good detail, good riveting, access hatches, and one vent right there, landing gear bays. There's one of the ailerons. Here, they're not the Bombay doors because those rolled up. So it's got to be part of the bottom somewhere. Other bottom of the wing. Then inside, got some very heavy structure. And it looks almost like you have to screw these on, but I'm not sure. Maybe they're just hex shaped for a better fit. You have a lot of cleanup with these Sprue Gates. A lot of cleanup. But that's what we do, and be careful when you're cleaning it up because you only want to take off this part right here, the end of it, because this holds the flaps and ailerons into place. Here you can see the Sprue Gate attaches at the top, not on the side. So, that's the lower wing. Hold on. Let's do the ruler thing again. So, 15 and 4 more, 19 times 2, 38 inches, plus the fuselage in the middle. So add another 3 or 4 inches, so 40-inch wingspan. Top of the wings are next. One thing about these bags, they're not as loud and noisy as the Lancaster bags. Tops of wings. Again, same great detail, same great rivet paneling detail. Same on the ailerons. These are the bottoms of the ailerons. The other parts were the tops of the ailerons. You can tell by the extension flap right there. So ailerons, and the flaps would be down here because this part didn't open. Again, great structure. These slide into those big holes we saw on the lower wing. You've got the vent openings for the engines. I've seen pictures of the engine detail, as most of you have, and it's not very good. Leading edge. I'm not sure if they would have gone down when it was sitting on the ground or not. But there you go. Some more great rivet excess detail. No flash, thankfully. No sink marks on the wings, like there was on the front of the fuselage. There's the engine detail. Turn it over. Internal structure. Again, these are all top-mounted sprue gates, not on the sides, so you have to clip them off the top. Make sure you stand them flush so you get a good wing fit. So, those are the three main sprue bodies. There are no clear fuselage parts, as there were on the Lancaster. So, how you're going to see the full interior is up to the individual modeler. You know, the monogram B-24 and B-17s from the old days had a pretty good interior themselves, and we couldn't see them. Sorry, I should have put a new blade in before I started this. So, we got bulkheads here. Bulkheads, possibly bomb bay hatches. The lightning holes are opened, which is good. No ejector pin marks on these detail sides, or these detail sides, so that's very good. There are on the sides you won't see. But it's good on these and these and these. You don't. You do have these monster ejector parts you're going to have to clean up on all of this, everywhere you look. But if it kept from getting them on these parts, then I'm okay with that. Really good rivet detail throughout those railings. You can weather this up really nice. Figure out how someone will see it besides you be a whole other question. But like I said, I'd rather have these than have ejector pin marks in all these parts that shouldn't. So, good job there, Hobby Boss. And we've got two sprues of the engines. This is the part that's got everyone talking, so I'm glad it's getting out of the way early. The engine decal on this kit leaves a lot to be desired. Matching sprues, so we'll just take out one. That's it. Flat, lame. Edward will probably have some really nice resin engines, or somebody will. However, as you can see, it's highly disappointing, the level of detail. They could have done so much more. There's the tops of the engine has with good rivet detail. And I'm not going to harp on the engine detail. It's been talked about in other pictures that have been released, but the props look nice. No flash, no burring. Same with all the other parts. The supercharger looks really good. Two halves. There's your engine detail. Softly molded. I mean, very softly molded. But again, that debate will linger on throughout the forums and the Facebook pages. No need for me to go on because it's still going to, so far, a very lovely kit. These are the Bombay doors. And, you know, if you're going to build this kit, you probably don't want to super detail it anyway. So resin engines would make sense. So you've got your bomb bay doors. Now, I'm not sure, since I haven't seen the directions yet, if these are the open and these are the closed, because you know they curved up like garage doors, or up and around. That'd be interesting to see, but wonderful rivet detail, and then good hosing detail and wiring detail inside the bomb bay for all your hoses. There are ejector pin marks inside these, but the open ones will be flush against the fuselage. The closed ones would be closed, so it doesn't really matter because, you know, the rest of the detail is good and clean and crisp. You know, these are where the plastic comes together in the mold. That'll be covered by paint and primer and everything else. So just ignore that. That's not going to cause you any difficulties. But there's the hose detail. Two sides of that, the link to the bomb bay. Like I said, doors, I'm pretty sure it's opened or closed, but we will find out. Here we have some more parts of the bomb bay. These hold the bombs. This might be all bomb bay parts. Some more good detail. Excuse the dog if she starts barking. For some reason airplanes have been making her bark lately. And you know, I have an airport not too far away. So just a little small one runway airport. And I'm in the direct flight path, so once every week or so I get an airplane flying over. But that's another story. No flash. Crisply molded parts. No ejector pins in the wrong spots, so they've thought all that out. Turn it over. Again, no ejector pins where they shouldn't be. These are doors for probably the front wheel. And again, there are 3 ejector pins inside those round holes, but they're very, very faint. Should be able to clean those up with no trouble at all. And I don't see, yeah I do. There is a seam line on the bomb racks. Right there you can see it. So, if you have the bomb bay open and you think you'll see it up in there, which would only be if you had it hung over your head or a mirror, you might want to clean that up. Now this bag is a huge bag that happens to be taped. I don't know if they ran out of smaller bags and they just wanted to make a really big bag for these parts. But it is taped. Yeah, that was a dumb way to cut, I know. Thought about it while I was doing it. Dude, that's pretty stupid. You can cut your freaking fingers off. Anyway, big bag that's not sealed. For more bomb bay parts. And the turret part, and the instrument panel, and the wheel hubs, and machine guns, which are not hollowed out. There's 4 machine guns, one of the tanks, possibly oxygen, the instrument panel, bulkhead, probably for behind the cockpit. These are part of the bomb racks, I'm pretty sure, or they could be part of the turrets that hold the guns. We'll have to see. Instrument panel, looking good, sharp. Put some dials in there, cover it with Future or Crystal Clear to make it glossy. Or any kind of gloss, you know, aqua gloss, whatever your favorite gloss is, will make nice glass looking dials. Wheel hubs, nicely detailed. There's the machine guns. Like I said, they are not opened at the end, so you'll have to drill them out very carefully. There are sprue parts that were removed, sprue tabs removed from all those parts. If that sits flush, it'll be cleaned up. These are other parts of guns. So, yeah, one more look at that instrument panel. Nice detail. I don't know if I'd want to exchange that for photo etch because it's 3D. Have to see how the decals look. Here we have the vertical stabilizer / elevator section for between the rudders. Again, I'm assuming these are fabric, and they've got very good fabric detail, but they might just be metal, and that's just how they were formed. I'm going to have to pull out my B-24 book. Access hatch. And, you know, the fuselage sits on here, and then the rudders go on both ends. These have been cleaned up nicely inside. So again, you'll just need to clean off these tabs. Be careful, don't cut off the whole big part where the control surfaces go. These are again on top. I like the on top because I can make that smoother easier than the front, where I might mess up the curve. But again, I keep saying it, there is no sink marks on this. The only sink marks I've seen were on both sides of that fuselage. And you could either work that in a stress scan or fix it. And that was actually the horizontal stabilizers. These are the vertical ones, the rudders, the tails, whatever you want to call them. Never claimed to be an aircraft expert. I just like building and learning. It's good rivet detail on all this, and it goes right around to the edge where it's supposed to. There's no fading. It looks exactly in line like it should be all around the panel lines. The controls rudders are curved like they would be. These aren't as clean as the middle sections were, so you are going to need to clean these up because they might interfere with the connections. These, you can see, were cleaned up a little bit, some of them. This one looks like it was cleaned up, but you still got this right here, so just be careful, test fit. But you have some nice detail. Like so. And we still haven't opened those two boxes yet, if you're wondering how far into sprues we are. We have this one and one more from the center section. This is the flaps, and it looks like base deck for cockpit here, and a floor for somewhere, and another floor for somewhere, another bulkheads. Very nice flap detail, flooring detail. I like the rivets where the seats go. Some venting underneath. And here, like it would have had on the real aircraft. Again, you've got some more tall sprue gates. Ejector pin marks, gates. A flap. This would be the top of the flap. Bulkhead. Floor. Cockpit floor. I'm pretty sure this bulkhead is where the instrument panel will go. Another floor with some nice detail. Good raised and recessed detail. Bottom of, let's see, that's gonna go. This is probably the top of the flap because it's going to slide down and be smooth, and this is the bottom of the flap. But I could be wrong. And this is the wing spar, and it's really thick and heavy. And it's good. I'm glad to see that they did this. This huge wing spar right here to hold those massive wings. Then you've got some more bracing, another floor, a couple more bulkheads. But you know, look at the size of that wing spar. And the wings are relatively flat, although they do raise a little bit. It looks like it's got the correct dihedral, or whichever it's called. And then, like I said, you've got some more bracing, some more bulkheads, some more flooring with some good detail. This looks like it might be the roof because there's hosing on it. But it could be a floor too. But I really like that. That's thick, heavy, meaty, big. That wing spar is going to hold that nicely. Good to see. Your wings will be taken care of. And of course, we're going to do the clear parts last. So now we open the one box that you saw on the right of the screen. It had sprues in it. And it's got the engine cowlings with the superchargers and the other flap, which I was wondering where it went. So you've got yourself your other flap and your engine cowls, and I'm sure this is part of one of the bulkheads for the engines. Inside's looking good, nothing really in the way. These are nice thick parts. Good rivet detail, good flap detail, again just like the other one. But the curvature is nice on these. Nothing appears warped. Again, I haven't seen any flash, which of course is a new tool, so there shouldn't be flash. No sink marks. Very nice. Excuse me a second. Had to let someone answer a question. Now we've got another group of bulkheads, turret parts. This has got your typical Trumper Hobby Boss when they want to protect a part. They put this on it. Let's see if I can. Looks like your bomb sight. And then the rest of your parts looks like some turret parts, gun control parts. And that could be gun control too, not just a bomb sight. Because this looks more like the bomb sight to me. 3 more guns. 3 seems like a strange number, but 3 more guns. With outstanding detail, but no open ends, because you can see there's push pins on there to get them out. So you're starting to get to the inner workings of the aircraft and some of the fine detail. There's another bulkhead. And here's another one bulkhead part. Front wheel hub, front wheel fender, I guess you'd call it. And then some more turret parts. So these for sure turret parts. Front wheel hub. Front wheel fender. There's another part of the turret. You've got 6 more machine guns without open ends. The gearing on this turret part's really nice. Some doors. So, there's your turret parts. 650 Cowls. Turret base, I'm assuming. Excuse me if you hear a sound, it's a cat walking over my sprues. There's the base of another turret. At the top I'm guessing if there's one version where you don't have a turret, there's the fender and the inside of the front tire. And one more. Looks like the main landing gear parts. I'm hoping there's some metal braces in that other box. There's a lot of weight. And these landing gear parts are hollow. So I'm thinking there will be some metal bracing. So you've got all your landing gear struts. Looks like a boarding ladder. Hatch to get in. Some radios. Various other parts here and there. I don't know what the cat's doing, so ignore it. So radios, big fat heavy landing gear for the back, front landing gear. These might be the support parts that go in it, which are plastic, which I don't know if they'd help or not. Hatch. I'll turn this over and show you. They're hollow inside. Like I said, maybe this sits in here. That doesn't explain hollow through there, though. We'll see. We'll see when we get to the instructions. So there you go. And the last sprue in that one box has two matching parts of bombs and oxygen tanks and various other bits. So, matching sprues. Your seats are in here. Let me get these out without ruining anything. I'm pretty sure these are oxygen bottles. You've got another gun, another couple guns. Your bombs. Some very delicate detail parts. These are your bomb fuses, your bomb tails, your seats. These are probably smaller bombs. Or some sort of tank, your control stick. So there's your bomb tails, some delicate parts. There's your seat. There's your oxygen tanks, a couple more guns, well, one more gun. Some more radios, more bombs and tails. Other side, no real detail in any of those parts. So that finishes that one. Now we got the box you saw on the left, which has 3 clear sprues, tires, PE, wheels. So, there's spark plug detail for the engines that aren't very detailed. I'm assuming this is flap or bomb bay detail. There's only one sprue and there's no harnesses, which seems strange to me. But it's thick plastic, or sorry, thick PE. Shame that there's no... Better open it and make sure. I'd be disappointed if I missed something. Yep, it's just one piece of cardboard and one thing of photo etch that's got plastic on both sides. And we've got this, which is a rubbery part. I'm assuming these are supposed to be gun belts. It's very rubbery plastic. It's got good detail on it. I believe they're gun belts, but I will find out in a minute, because I could be wrong. We've got these big fat rubber tires. Some of you will love, some of you will hate. There's no center seam, which is good. They're hollow, which is good. They're not solid. Hollow like real tires. No riding, but good tread. No center seam. Very solid, so you'll have to do something to put weight on it, because that is a really solid tire. 2 for the main gear, 1 for the front, which is also hollow, which also has no riding and no center seam. So they're put together really well. Some, like I said, some will love it, some will hate it. These are the parts that go into the landing gear legs, your front and your 2 main. They're plastic. So I'm guessing they think this is going to give it enough support to hold it up. Guess we'll all find out. Or maybe they're thinking it's so big we'll just all hang it up somewhere. Bubble wrapped clear parts. One of the turrets. Stick it in my SU-34. Very nice and clear. A little distortion on the round parts, but the center parts. Good clear Hobby Boss clear parts. What you've come to expect from Hobby Boss. They've been doing us a good job with clear parts. Yeah, I'll fight with that later. And then a bigger one. Very nice details, raised, so masking will be easy. Turret parts, again, it's raised nicely, so masking will be easy on all of these. Again, very clear. You can see right through there with no problem, which will be good since it's got a full detail, and you'll want to be able to see in all these parts. So, again, Hobby Boss is doing very well with clear parts. And like I said, we'll fight with that later. And then this looks like the last turret or 2. Yep. This one's frosted, so I'm not sure if it should be. The one that's not frosted is really clear. The one that's frosted is not. I'm not sure if that means it spends most of its time painted or what. But again, really nice detail throughout. And I think we've reached the end of the parts. We've got a massive decal sheet right here. So taped, of course, so it's protected. War Goddess, my aching ass, going my way. Typical Hobby Boss decals. There's a lot of carrier film in there though. Look at my aching ass. All those bombs are connected by carrier film. Those stripes between the lettering. War Goddess has got quite a bit. Going my way, doesn't it? It's got pretty close between the numbers. A lot of carrier film you have to be aware of. There's the instrument panel. Now, when I do the instrument panel, if I use the decals, I'm going to punch them out individually with the punch set. Put them in there. I'm not going to use that because there's no way that'll conform over that whole instrument panel the right way. And lastly, your typical Hobby Boss instruction book. Warnings. My aching ass is the one right there. Here is the color call out. My aching ass, natural metal finish. You've got Mr. Hobby Accretion, Vallejo, Model Master Tamiya, Humbrol colors. Right there. That's mats for my canvas. For War Goddess is green. And I've always preferred the green ones myself. And then, going my way, is a natural metal finish as well. And again, color callouts, same companies. So, nice that they give you that. Alright, sprue maps. Three pages of sprue maps. And of course you're going to start with the cockpit, basic interior, green, zinc, chromite, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, there are no harnesses included with this, which is a letdown because it's an expensive kit and it's big. Harnesses should be a part of it. There's not even any harness decals. So you got your seats, your control panels, your instrument panel, and then your wheels going on there. I'm not sure. We'll have to check and see if we think we can put it on after the fuselage is together, or if we have to do it first. That's why you want to read ahead. Excuse the monster walking across the directions. Don't step on the knife, cat. Move along, move along. You're interrupting the video. She likes playing with the plastic when I get done. Hold on, let me get her down here. Let me give her some plastic to play with. And she'll be fine. Okay. Shows the correct angle for the front wheel. Then that goes on top of the flooring here. It's back. So that goes on top of the flooring here. And then we've got the bomb bay going together. The bombs going together into the bomb bay. And we've got the entire interior section going together. Front section, bomb bay, rear section. So it's going to be that long, probably not entirely stable. Then you've got turrets going together, all the guns, all the interior parts, all the color, good detail for those turrets. And the belly turret, which the thought of being a belly gunner just always freaked me out. Especially if you have to have a belly landing. I don't know if there's a way out of that once you're in it. And then putting all the radios, all the oxygen tanks, all the windows, everything into the left half of the fuselage. And then some more stuff in the bomb area, the left half of the fuselage. That one part that I wondered what it was, looks like it's part of the interior of the rear part. Then you're putting the right part of the fuselage together. All the interior parts, again there. This part going up there. All the little parts and the windows. You have to do a lot of masking when you paint. And more Bombay. Those black parts are gun belts. If you wish to use them, it says it's optional. And yet more bulkhead parts. Tail turret, front turret. And more of the black rubber belts we talked about. Then you're sticking this whole section into the right half, including the belly ball turret, which is going to go up through here and attach up there. And this must be the top turret. It's going together. The detail on this is outstanding. Wing spar. Glass. These are the open doors like I talked about. Right here. These, if you want to do the closed doors, like I said, here. The center section there. Landing gear doors. The top part for the belly turret. Bottom glass for the front turret. I'm guessing these are the main landing gear bays, maybe? Yep. Main landing gear bays. Engine covers. Your other wing, then putting the wing together with the flaps and ailerons. According to directions, those pins that were on the inside of the wing here go through the spar and connect, so you put the wings together over the spar instead of putting the wings together and sliding them on the spar. Help with the structure. Bottom part of the engine cowling, superchargers. Skip the page. Again, same thing on the other side, so it's just duplicating except for the other side. Wheels, wheel hubs, there's putting those halves of the landing gear together. Front one, same thing, putting the two halves together. Actually, the front one's already done, never mind. So you put the two halves together for the main landing gear. Those can go in after. You paint. I think you're going to have to actually put the front in, because the way it looks like it's sitting in there, you might not be able to get it in after it's together. Nav lights, then you've got your engines, which we're still going to talk about. It doesn't say anything about weight in the front, does it? And you've got a bend a PE part there. No cement on the turret there. Yes, weight, 300 grams of weight. Somewhere up here. So 300 grams of weight in the nose to keep her from being a tail sitter. Glad we thought about that. So all the outside parts that are going on, some of them you'll wait till after painted, some of them you won't. Like the props, you'll wait till after you're painted. Those are not poly caps, those are actually plastic parts that hold the prop on. You have to bend another PE part for the spark plugs, wires, and your elevators going together, your rudders going together, going on. You're done. That's it. Waist guns, which you have to figure out if you need to put those on before you paint too, or else you're going to break them off. Same with all these antennas. You want to do weight on those and those. There it is. Huge 1/32 scale B-24J Liberator. Making ass. Got some nice yellow on it. War Goddess, which is probably what I would do. It's got some yellow tails on it. And then going my way, another natural metal finish. Kit number 83211. 83211. So, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is the last really large kit that I have to look at for a while. Thanks for watching. Now go sit your ass in a chair and build a model. Maybe not this one right now. Or of course I do want to see one of you guys build it before I do so. Who's going to build it? Let me know so I can follow along. Thanks for watching.